Today we have a very special 911, and if you look at a distance you maybe think it is a 992 GT3 Touring. However, it is far from that. It is actually a 911 ST, and they only built a couple of these, so it's a very special and unique car, and it has quite some unique features to it. We're going to tell you more about that later on. In this case, we're going to detail it and put a ceramic coating on. However, this is actually deep black, so non-metallic black, and these black paints are very soft, and usually they have quite some scratches and issues. So we're going to wash the car and inspect the paint together with you, see what we have to do to make this car perfect. So we're going to first wash it, and then we're going to take you deep dive on the paint. One very interesting fact about this ST is that it's actually the lightest 992 ever produced, although for the street, I believe. And they mainly did that because it had lighter clutch, lighter flywheel, also a very light magnesium roof, also carbon fiber doors and hood. So all that together, they made the car very, very light, as I believe it only weighs 1380 kilograms. Also, the glass feels like plexiglass, but I don't know if it is really plexiglass. It can also be very light glass. So if one of you knows what it actually is, please let me know in the comments. So when we look underneath the rear deck lid, we actually do not see much. However, we see is a 4.0 liter engine, and actually it is also naturally aspirated flat 6, taken straight from the GT3 RS, and it actually then has 525 brake horsepower. And the cool thing about it, in my opinion, is that this engine makes 9,000 RPM, and unlike the GT3 RS, the ST comes only with a short shift ratio 6-speed manual gearbox. So no pedals here, just analog driving. And also a very cool feature as well, the short shift gearbox is not the normal gearbox you could actually order from the GT3. This one is shorter, as I just said, so faster, only not faster in top speed. So it is really purely made for that driving fun. And I think they did a very, very good job. So now the car is completely washed. And now it's time to check out the paint and see what kind of defects the paint has and how many hours we have to polish to get the paint absolutely perfect. So we're going to check it together. I'm going to turn off the lights, otherwise you won't see anything on camera. And then maybe you can see as well. So here the carbon fiber front bonnet has quite some swirls in it, and it's also very dull looking, so the shine is really out, so it really needs some attention. When we move up to the fender up here, we see here a very big sanding spot, which they had sanded but not really polished. So that's a really big area of attention, and obviously also a lot of swirls around the fender as well. When we move up to the door, we see in the area of the door hinge a very big dull place where they actually did some polishing with a rotary and did not finish it with a dual action machine. So we have a lot of dull places here, and the rest of it just all over the car, swirls, little scratches. But yeah, this is a flat black car, so deep black without any metallic. So every scratch you have, you immediately see. And actually these non-metallic cars are usually also softer, so it will scratch easier than a metallic car. So Porsche not only made this ST to honor the old ST from the 60s, 70s, but mainly to celebrate the 60 years of Porsche 911, which is also very noticeable on this badge. And when you look further, you see the manual gearbox, and then the coolest thing, the rev counter, which is not digital. So that's, to me, the coolest thing about the car. The SD is finished. If you also have a new car, a classic car, where you want to paint correct the paint and protect it with a ceramic coating or wax, send us an email. We definitely can help you. I hope you liked this video of this week. Hope to see you next week again for another video. Thank you. Bye bye.